Large-scale war has returned to Europe's doorstep, but as nations scramble to increase their military budgets, they are facing a silent internal threat that no amount of funding can easily fix: a shrinking population. Could a lack of young citizens be the ultimate Achilles heel for European defense? Welcome back. Geopolitical tensions in Eastern Europe have sparked a renewed debate over national readiness. Military leaders are now warning that the era of peace may be over, suggesting a potential confrontation between major powers by the end of this decade. However, beyond tanks and missiles, a more fundamental crisis is unfolding in the demographics of Western Europe, particularly in France. Recent data from national statistical institutes reveals a sobering trend. For the first time since the Second World War, countries like France are seeing more deaths than births. In 2025, the natural population growth turned negative, marking a historic shift. The fertility rate has dropped to approximately 1.56 children per woman, significantly lower than the 2.1 required for a stable population. This decline isn't just a number. It represents a shrinking workforce and, more critically, a shrinking military reservoir. The causes of this baby bust are largely economic. High living costs, housing shortages, and job instability are forcing younger generations to delay or opt out of starting large families. This creates a double-edged sword for the state. An aging population places immense pressure on pension systems, which already consume a massive portion of national budgets. As the ratio of retirees to workers increases, governments are forced to choose between supporting their elderly citizens and funding the massive military expansion required for modern defense. Technology and advanced weaponry were once thought to replace the need for large armies. However, recent conflicts have proven that attrition and human mass still dictate the outcome of long-term wars. While Russia actively promotes a policy of demographic strength to maintain its vast military numbers, Western European nations are struggling to find enough recruits, even with incentives and voluntary service programs. The gap in available manpower remains a significant strategic disadvantage for NATO's European members. Governments are beginning to react. In France, the call for demographic rearmament has become a political priority, with promises of better parental leave and family support. Simultaneously, military budgets are being hiked by tens of billions of euros to modernize equipment. But as leaders acknowledge, you cannot buy a generation. Building a resilient society that can withstand the pressures of modern conflict requires a demographic foundation that currently looks increasingly fragile. As Europe enters a new era of uncertainty, the strength of its borders may ultimately depend on the choices made in its households. Is Europe doing enough to secure its future, or is the demographic clock ticking too fast? Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more in-depth global analysis.